Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now this is the first video that I've done in a while. I think it's been like 5-6 weeks maybe. Been very busy recently, plus it's quite hard sometimes to actually be able to film, like the time wise. It's quite hard for me to actually find the time to make a video. But I found some time now and thought that because a lot's happened over winter in the greenhouse, like I have got a lot of plants and I've really expanded my collection. I thought it'd be really nice just to show, as it's now ending winter and because spring's upon us, a lot of the plants are coming out of dormancy. Surprisingly, a lot of plants didn't even go into dormancy. We've had a very mild winter here in the UK. So I was just going to show you everything I've got in my greenhouse, everything I'm propagating, and finally, after all this time, I've made up the 2 big barrel planters that I said I was going to do in my previous videos. So I think that's going to be really nice just to show you. I won't be able to show you the actual bulb planters in a video, but I have done a separate video which I'll attach over this so you can kind of see what they currently look like on the day that I planted them up, which was only last Sunday, so they haven't really done much or established much since then. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you or talk about is 7 new plants that I only got a couple of days ago from someone who follows me on Instagram. So we'd never really spoken before, but we both liked and followed each other, and he gave me some free plants basically, which I thought was really nice, really kind gesture for him to do. So I received them through the post, I've put them all up, and that is basically another addition to my collection. So I'll show you all the other plants that I've collected myself over winter, but first of all I'm going to show you these ones because they're right next to me, because like I said, I'm running out of space in here, so I've had to then start putting stuff on this side of the greenhouse and less so on that side of the greenhouse. So first of all, I got 3 Sarracenias from this guy. So his Instagram is trapkid96, so I'll put a link to his Instagram on the bottom of this YouTube video if you want to go and follow him. He has some really nice plants, and I just thought it was really nice that he gave some of these away to me. So the first one here is a Sarracenia aureophylla cross Wilkinson's White Knight. Now Wilkinson's White Knight is a really nice Sarracenia and one I've been looking for ages, but it's really nice that I've got a cross of that now. But they're all in dormancy, so they're not much of a looker, but if you could, if you're interested, then you could have a Google and it'll show you what the plants will actually look like. Obviously I will update you as they come out of dormancy, but at the moment they are all cut down, so you won't really be able to see much, but they do have new pictures coming, which just through there, and they should be coming up quite quickly as the weather's getting warmer, which you can see because the sun's now come out. Second one is Sarracenia alata black tube. So really nice form of Sarracenia. It's got really nice dark pictures, so like a red, almost black in winter, especially as it gets to like autumn winter, the colour changes and the Sarracenia pictures do go a lot darker, which I found from mine in the greenhouse over winter, and some really nice dark colour which I'll show you because some of them still have got that nice colour. So this one's quite nice as well. It's got quite a big trap, so this one's trap here, so I'm pretty sure that these ones will grow really quickly. And the third Sarracenia that I've got is another one that's been on my wish list for ages actually. Is a Brooks hybrid. So it's like a Sarracenia Morio type hybrid, and it's one of the really tall Sarracenias you could get, so I'm really hoping that I can get some really nice big traps out of this one, because I've already got the Sarracenia flava Adrian Slacks Maxima, that's also got some really nice big pictures, and Brooks Hybrid's kind of the same, but it's really nice big pictures. So I'm expecting a lot of stuff from those Sarracenia this year. And then he also gave me 4 fly traps. So different cultivars of fly traps, which I really like the cultivars actually. So this first one here is Dente. So it's got some really nice fine teeth, which I don't know if you'll be able to see just here like that. I'll put some pictures over the videos of the certain ones. Next one is a yellow fused tooth. Now it's got the yellow colour, but he did say to me that the fused tooth, or the teeth of the traps, have never fused for him, but the colour, however, of the fused tooth being yellow is still quite nice. So even if that does never produce fused teeth, I think that would be still a really nice yellow fly trap, because obviously all the ones I've got are either red or green as they are, so that'll be a nice variation to have in the collection. Next one I've got is Darwin. So another one that I've actually been on my wish list for ages, and I never expected, like when I got them through the post, I had no idea what I was going to expect. So I think it's really nice to get basically some really nice surprise. Like I knew I was going to get the Brooks Hybrid and the Alata Black Tube, but I wasn't really knowing what to expect from anything else. So these are basically added bonuses, which I thought was absolutely amazing, and like I said, I got them for free. So. But yeah, so Darwin has some really big traps. So again, if you're interested, look them up on Google. But Darwin has some really nice, huge traps, which I think is going to look really good. So obviously they're very small at the moment, but like I said, I think they're going to grow really well this year. And then finally, if I could just get hold of it, is Fuse Tooth. So this is not a yellow fawn. This is the pure Fuse Tooth. So it's probably the smallest one. As you can see, it's tiny. I know the pots are quite big, but like I said, I'm hoping to spread. Plus I don't have any smaller pots, so it's just in this pot at the moment. But I'll show you some pictures of this one because you could hardly see it, but it does have some really nice fused teeth, which you can't see in the video. But if I just put that over the video, then I think that'd be really nice. So that's the collection that I got from him, which I thought was really nice. And like I said, I'm expecting really nice things. Like this whole year I've built it all up in my head over winter about how the growing season's going to be this year. So like I said in previous videos, my key aim is to do a bit of experimenting with the plants and basically to expand my collection of Sarracenia, because Sarracenia are now my favourite genus of carnivorous plants. I'd say it used to be. I mean, Drosera is probably weighing in to be my first as well, because Drosera has always been my first, because I've been doing this for 7 years now. And Drosera was a plant that I had for 5 years, so I didn't really expand my collection. I only got my first Sarracenia, I would say, last year, a couple of years ago, max. So they're not so much new, because I've done loads of research. Like this was literally is my passion. It's been my hobby for 7 years, but I never really got round to actually expand the collection. I never was allowed the greenhouse, and finally managed to persuade to get the greenhouse, so it just allowed me to go kind of crazy, which you'll see in a minute because I've just got so many plants now. But no, it's quite nice, so expecting loads of stuff from them. Another thing that I've also been doing is making up little bog planters, so I'll show you the 2 barrel ones as well, and I'm going to go through the design of that as well. But I just want to show you this. So this is one of the little bog pots. I'll put some better pictures over this video because it's quite hard to see all the details, and I have taken the water out of the pond for obviously video reasons because I don't want it spilling all over my lap. But so I've started making little bog gardens, which I think are quite nice. I like being really creative, and might be a bit weird, but I really like this. So it's little, I call it Sundew Cottage. Again, naming it's a bit weird, but so it's a little fantasy world really. So the fern in there has actually got really big. I planted this up a few weeks ago. I only finished the house, the pond and the bridge the other day though, so this is it actually completed. So I use all the moss that I got from my pots over winter to make this little hill. So I've made a little house, got a really big fern in there which has grown a lot, and I think it's really nice. It's like a nice really big tree, and I've got different carnivorous plants in there. So I've got a seed corner, so I sowed some remaining seeds I had over winter. A couple of them have come up, but nothing significant yet, but I'm hoping that'll look quite nice. Got an odd Sarracenia in there just because I've got tons of them, and loads of pygmy sundews around the edge, which again you can't really see because of their size. I've got a few capensis in there. The planting in here probably will change as they grow, because I don't want things in here to get too big because it's quite a small pot and they can't really grow that big. That's nice. So it depends what you think really. It could just be just a little insignificant pot really. I've put all sundews up the hill as well, so as they grow I'm hoping it'll look really nice, it'll kind of glisten in the sun type thing. And obviously you've got the little pond and all that, which I'll show you some better photos over this video. But that's really nice. I want to kind of do more stuff like this year, so like I said, I want to be creative with the plants. I don't want to just grow them as they are. I think I'd like to make up little bog planters, maybe some like nice wall displays or something if I can. I wanted to make like some hanging plant things, which I don't know how I would do it, or I haven't really thought about it yet, but I think it would be quite nice to do. And then obviously, like I said, I've done the 2 bog planters. So outside, which is obviously the outside bog planters, which are going to be just outside my greenhouse, but at the moment they are in the front garden, just for now because we're still doing up our garden, which has been an ongoing thing for the winter, but that's just another thing that's got to be done. So I'm going to show you the little plan for it. So again, I like being creative. I'm not the best artist in the world, but you get the general idea. So this is my little initial SketchUp, which I did 3 months prior to actually doing these, but it kind of shows you the planting plan. I've kind of stuck to the planting plan as well. I could have put a lot more plants in, but I didn't. So in here it shows taller Sarracenia, smaller Sarracenia, and obviously you've got like a purpurea hybrid in there, so low Sarracenia. And then you got obviously fly traps. There's a filiformis, and then Pinguicula grandiflora around the edge. So that's my original design. I was kind of just waiting all winter to actually get the plants that I wanted. So I did a Hampshire Carnivorous Plant order from Matt Soper. So if you've seen in my previous videos, I went to Hampshire Carnivorous Plants in the summer of last year, and his place was absolutely amazing. Like, it was a really, really nice place, and he has so many Sarracenia. And obviously I've been saying to myself that I was going to do another order from him, but online this time rather than going there because it's so far away. So I did another order, which I'll put the order that I did over this video, because originally I was going to do a video showing the plants before I planted them in the bog planter, but I didn't have time, and because obviously it's getting warmer, I wanted to do the bog planters as soon as possible. Plus I was really excited about doing them, so I just did them anyway. So yeah, I got 3 different Sarracenia for one pot, 3 different Sarracenia for another pot, and that was basically consisting of the whole order. It was just a Sarracenia order, and the Drosera, Venus flytraps, and all that kind of jazz others that I put in there was plants I already had in the greenhouse. So first bog planter has like a colour scheme which is like a coppery colour scheme. So the taller Sarracenia was a Sarracenia Capri, which has had really nice beautiful copper lids, and to my surprise it was in flower when I got it, which I've been really excited about. So having them in flower as well was just absolutely amazing. And then I had like a Sarracenia Flavavaranata green swamp, so it was like copper green, and then the smaller Sarracenia I had was a Catsby cross purpurea, which is like a dark reddy orangey Sarracenia, which looks really nice. And then in that pot as well I put some Venus flytraps, I put a filiformis in there, and I do have some Pinguicula grandiflora now. I've got some from seed, and I've also got some from Gamier, which I'll show just after this. And then for the second bog pot I went for some different plants. Like, I normally collect Flava and Leucophila, but I went for a Sarracenia rubra werrii, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, it hasn't got any pictures. Again, like I said, they're all cut down a little bit like the plants I received here. There isn't much to look at, but when they grow it's going to be really nice. So it has some really nice dark veins with like a yellow trap, and I thought it was really nice with different lid. So Flava and Leucophila have very distinctive lids, and so does rubra, but rubra has like a smaller kind of cut lid. Again, if you're interested, look it up on Google. I can't really show any pictures because, like I said, I don't have any pictures and I don't want to deal with copyright and all that, so I'll show updates in the future anyway. And in that I went for another Sarracenia rubricorpora, which I already had one in here, which is red and yellow, but the one I ordered was red with darker veins, so it'll be quite nice. Again, I'm going for like a more coppery red scheme. And then the smaller plant I went for was a purpurea, which I've divided my purpurea, and I've actually got about 6 odd different plants from that pot, and I put one of them in the bog planter. That one also had Bonata planted in there. It will have some more Pinguicula in there and some fly traps. Also had some Drosa anglica from the Hibernac that I've shown also in my previous videos. But no, I think they're going to establish really well. I used, again, some moss from my pots. and that hopefully will grow over really well and look really nice. So that's basically that really. It's not really the best looking thing at the moment, but you know, it's going to establish really well. I do have really high hopes from it, and every time I look at them I'm so excited just to see them. So yeah, I'll show you the video over this video of the plants when I first did them, and you know, you could be the judge of how well they're planted. They might not, you know, exactly, but I'm hoping they'll kind of look like the picture, maybe better, probably better because my drawing isn't that great. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. So this is actually going to be a really long video, probably the longest video that I've done, because I had so much to talk about, and as obviously you can see, I'm quite happy explaining it all, which doesn't really happen that often. But yeah, so now I'm going to show you everything that's changed in the greenhouse over this, so you know, just bear with me, and it's just more plants really. Okay, so as you can see, I have got a lot more plants than I did. So if you've watched my previous videos, as you probably saw that everything was in round pots, and I didn't have as much plants as I've got now. And I actually had space on this tray, but I no longer do. So I have had to put stuff at the front and stuff on the other side of the greenhouse. So if I just start from this side, I've got these new Sarracenia here. So this one here, and these ones I brought in a plant sale when I went to Wisley. So they were just outside and on sale, and I couldn't resist. So I brought 3 of them, and I'm kind of glad I did, because they have got, or 2 of them have got flowers coming. So this one and this one at the back. And like I've said, I want to cross my Sarracenia this year, and even though I don't know what they are, because I got them like this, so I know that I think 2 of them are going to be flavas, flava hybrids, but I'm not 100% sure, and I couldn't say anything. But it'll be interesting to cross them, or just get seeds from them at least, just to see what they are. So I've obviously put this Sarracenia here because it doesn't fit on the tray, but once all the Sarracenia do start growing, the new pictures, I will be putting them on the other side of the greenhouse, purely because the other side of the greenhouse is lower, so they will be allowed to grow without hitting the roof, because on here they're very close to the roof. So if I just start with these smaller pots over here, so I've got some spatulata here, which have just been little offcuts, or little seedlings that have emerged from plants that I have brought. So I've got 2 types of Banata that have joined my collection as well. So the first one's just the common type of Banata, and over here I've got Drosera Banata var dictomata, which I got from Planting Memories. So these were his plants, and he gave me a pot full, and I've divided it like he's divided his, and I managed to get 5 pots out of them, and one of the pots I have put in the bog planter outside, so that's quite nice. So I've got my 2 Flava varionatas, which were mine from last year. As ever, the cephalosis is looking amazing, so really nice dark colour that came from over winter, which you can see there. The traps are almost like a black colour. It's got some little babies, new pictures as well from the last time I showed it to you. I've done some leaf cutting or leaf pullings of that, and they've got little babies coming, which again I'll show in a different video, but I would take more and do a video on that, but this plant currently doesn't have any more non-carnivorous leaves, so maybe that's something I could do for the future. So I got some filiformis here. That one was mine, and when it went into dormancy, the hibernaculum was brown and squidgy. I thought it was going to die, but it did come out, and I've put some of that in the bog pot outside as well. So got my purpurea, half of that is in the bog planter and the other 4 divisions are in my greenhouse. So I've got the plants that I recently acquired from the Trap Kid. This flower here I got from a garden centre, which is weird because I said I would never buy a plant from a garden centre, but because it was so healthy I couldn't just let it, you know, go to anyone, so I brought that for myself, and I got 2 little babies out of it, and there's already 3 still in that pot as it is. At the back here I've got my Regia, so my King Sundew, which, as I've said in my previous videos, is the king of my collection. It is so nice, and I've finally put it out in the greenhouse with the others, so I'm hoping again for that to get really big and to propagate that this year. So another one I've got is Lindabutt. So this is a new one to my collection. It's got 3 growing points and it's even in flower. So I think that'll be a really nice one to breed from this year. So Lindabutt, again, if you want to, if you're interested, have a Google of that. It's a really nice cultivar. So got my 3 big ones, which I had in my video last year. Again, they're really nice. I can't wait for them to come up so I can show everyone, you know, the true beauty of these 3. So my Leucophila, when I first brought it last year, was in flower, and as you can see it's flowering again, so that again will be part of my crossings. So for my smaller ones, where my Venus flytrap cultivars mainly are, I've obviously got the ones I got recently, the Red Piranha, my Phalanx there, which I think is still my favourite cultivar out of all of them. So it's quite small, but the traps and the teeth are massive, so it's a really nice one. More Purpurea, and 2 newer ones as well is the Beastie Boy and the Green Sawtooth. So if you've watched Planting Memories' videos, he did a video recently where he showed unboxing of these fly traps, and as he mentioned in his video, we did the order together basically to save on postage, and we got these 2, and obviously he's now given them to me, which are now in my greenhouse. Got a mega trap at the back there, some more Lapinata. A cup trap as well, which I got for my birthday, which I absolutely love that. It's got such really nice sweet little traps, and I just really like them when they're small. So just really nice. I think once they start growing they'll look a lot better. And then over here, which is just my little odd bits really. So these are from the flower stock propagation I did last year, which they were in my first ever video that I did. They've grown a lot and there's quite a few babies in there which I need to divide. Another Purpurea, it doesn't look that nice, but it's just little odd bits here. But some baby fly traps again I need to divide. So over here is the Gamia I was talking about previously, from the Pinguicula grandiflora. So these ones I got first, so these are actually my replacement ones. So these ones here that look a little bit like bean sprouts at the moment were lost in the post and they didn't come. So I got some replacement ones, which are the ones that look a lot nicer here. But then finally the other ones did come, but they'd already grown a lot in the packaging, and that's why they look like that. But I think they're still going to grow. I mean, you can kind of see they've got some nice leaves coming as it is. And these ones are finally starting to grow with their little roots as well. And then this here was from the ones I got from Wisley, but it's just like a little division, so I've put it in a separate pot. And then if we go to my bunny bog here, obviously because it's got a bunny in it, so I'll call it bunny bog. The moss has grown really nice over this, so it's got all this moss spores here, which I absolutely love, with its little conifer at the back. So again, these fly traps didn't really go into dormancy, along with a lot of other stuff like my Sarracenia flavivarinatus didn't really go into dormancy. So they produce these smaller traps and kind of hugged the ground. But they kept the other traps. This trap is really big here. But no, they're really nice, these, just because they're just typicals, but they're just really, really nice colour. Like the red in them is amazing. And then this pot will be going back outside as well this year. So yeah, that's quite nice. Obviously this one at the front here, that did die down completely, and it's coming back now. So that's the only one that actually did something. These other ones have kind of just stayed as they are. And then over here, which is a bit of a different scene really, which I did today, is different Sarracenia, the Leucophila cross Morii seedlings, which I've now all divided. I haven't counted how many I've got. I've still got some more inside, and more on the other side of the greenhouse. But you know, my greenhouse is kind of looking like a nursery now. Like, kind of potted them up in individual squares. I've got some more typicals here, and I've got some space there, which I'm going to put some Drosera there from, I've got some seedlings. And then at the front here, which are just balanced, so it's probably a bit dangerous of me, but I did it just to show for the video, because I'm quite prone to dropping my plants, so I won't do it for too long. But these are all the Drosera that I've kept in the greenhouse over winter, so these are just the Capensis. Now, a lot of them did die down, so if you look at these ones, they don't look that nice, but they're all coming back. These ones suffered a bit more, so they're a lot smaller here. A lot of them came back from the roots, which I thought was really nice. Some of them kind of stayed like this, but they're all getting the dew back now because, obviously, like I said, the sun's really strong in my greenhouse. So I'm really happy with how they've all come back and how the greenhouse is kind of looking at the moment. So I've got a lot more on the other side, but they're kind of just odd pots and nothing really to look at the moment, but I will show them in the next video. But this video has already gone on long enough. But I just think it's really nice just to basically give you all an update. And I really hope that you've liked seeing everything that's in the greenhouse. Obviously, if you've got any other video suggestions or something that you've seen that you want, you know, more, to see more in my videos or something, then just pop a comment below and let me know. Thank you all for watching, and hope you have a really nice rest of your day.